We are recording.
All right, today is November 27th. It's Thursday. It's 14:30 UTC. Time for Open Spaces. Gimbalabs' 90-minute sessions for learning, coordination, decision making. We get together each week to stay connected, share updates, explore new ideas, and do consent-based governance. It's something that we do. We like to do it. It's decentralized. It's fun. It's exciting. Um, and it keeps us aligned with our purpose. Do you guys remember the purpose that we all get together to do? We want to provide open, replicable, safe spaces for people everywhere to learn, to explore, to empower one another, to solve meaningful problems, to do meaningful work. We don't want to do BS things that don't mean anything. We want meaningful, important projects to knock out of the park. And I am thankful for that, to be honest. And I know Harsh is too, my co-host here.
Oh
Um,
yeah, for
and
sure.
I know all the people that are here. I know they're all thankful. Aomi has a big heart right now because she's thankful. Devo, even though he's had an incredibly difficult week building out the Cardano ecosystem, he is here and is thankful. Same with Alex, even though there's been floods in his country and he's there's all sorts of like horrible things going on for people in real sadness. He's still thankful and he's still coming, so that's great. Jethro's here. Uh, Gideon and Lewis and Andrew are taking time out these 90 minutes to share updates and do things. Um, let's see. What else? Uh, oh, today is the last Thursday of the month, so um, the typical protocol around here is to review our projects. So that's sort of what we're going to have in mind. But we've already done our check-in. Does anybody have any like burning agenda items that they're like, ooh, I came to the meeting, I really want this to happen?
I want to hear what Andrew has to say.
Ah, yes. Andrew mentioned a project in his check-in, so that might be something fun to check out. Andrew's project. Any other things? I know that we were doing Catalyst proposals. Does anybody, we could share Catalyst proposals in the chat and we could talk about them. But otherwise, because if there are no, let me share my screen and we can go through what is on our Notion. Okay, can you see? Yes, I think you can see the Notion page. So here's our big page of things that have happened this in this season of open spaces. So the weekly open spaces. We started in September, and now we've got records of all these meetings. Jeez, we've got a lot of meetings. And here we are on the 27th day of the 11th month of the 2025 year of the Common Era. Um, and so we've done a check-in round, and now we're doing this call for proposals. And we do want maybe to talk about then where our big thing is this monthly review. And Marsha, we can
I
come over
think
here. This is the big board of everything. All right. Things that are planning, things that are proposal ready for review. Does anybody have any of these projects? Keep Gimbal Labs, PBL from Pabon. I think this one we're going to move back to planning because it's not ready for review. The Handshake Fund 13 proposal.
so. For me, I feel like Newman, the proposal ready for review. When we call for proposals, my assumption is that someone with a proposal here is going to like say, "Hey, I have a proposal that I want to present." We
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
individually have to go through this section, I think.
Oh, okay, okay. But I do want to say, like, maybe we've got block prints, block.gov. We could maybe update that one. Emmanuel and Jethro, what do you think? Or Gideon? Well, it was Jethro that was working on this one. Um, do you want to come off the mic and give us a slight, like, how this got um into the
Emmanuel says
project?
in the chat he cannot speak today.
He's not off the he can't speak, but maybe somebody else on the team. And you don't have to, it's no big deal, but ooh, Lucas is here, I see. Um, no. Okay. Okay. So, these are the ones that are ready for review. These are the ones that are in progress. The Aiken PBL, the Which Spaces, the 45B. Lucas is here. Maybe he, even though he's just joining us. Um, the mesh live coding, we can check in with those guys. That's Andrew and who wants to talk? Who wants to talk and
Yeah,
tell me
I
about
can
your
actually
proposal?
go. I can actually start with mesh live coding.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do
Yeah,
it. Do
yeah.
you guys,
So, yeah.
hey,
Hmm.
people that are here, do you know that we have a live coding session every Tuesday and that it's actually pretty cool? Um, if you are interested in mesh, uh, what
Yeah.
yeah, what can we
So,
say about it?
we have done like two sessions, two introductory sessions, up until now, for 2 weeks. And I think we covered like the basics of how to wrap your web 2 app with mesh, how to connect the wallet, how to query like the assets and UTXOs in your wallet. uh, and next week Andrew is going to take a session and we'll be covering a couple more topics, and I can't remember what topics we're covering next week. But yeah, that's where we're at with
Okay.
Mesh.
I
And it
can't
happens
remember
on
either, actually, but I better check my notes. What I said I was going to do.
I remember, yeah, you had what do I remember what you did? I was able to jump in on this Tuesday's one. Uh yeah, I'm curious, but I do remember I was looking forward. I was like, ooh, that would be fun. That'd be fun.
I think it's something to do with the transaction building. I think we set up a hook
Oh, you're
to
right.
build the
Hooks and
transaction.
transaction building. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool. And are
I
you
think you
taking
can, Newman, I
yeah.
think you can write down an idea about the CIP 149 grant in the contribution letter for core Cardano because it could kind of fit. It's paid work to do as members of Gimbalabs, get a team in, and so get some practice there. Is somewhere between Catalyst and contributing for free, or like what the open source cowboys push me to do. So yeah, if you'd like to take notes on that, it's like Gimbal contribution letter for core Cardano is a good project to take notes on that.
All right, what's hold on. Does it is it has to do with this with mesh or just in general?
No, it was there just in a list of proposals just a second
Oh,
ago, and
oh, okay. Okay, let's see.
yeah. So if you want to just yeah, that's the best place to note that because it's in progress. I'm still a member of Intersect.
Aha. This one, the core
Yeah,
contribution ladder?
yeah. That's
Okay.
where you would place this thing because there's where I update the stuff that happens in open source committee. And I don't want to complain about the stuff that was going on, but that's something positive that we can write down.
Okay, now so this is basically an opportunity for the people that are listening in, the people that are here. Um, now tell me
Medicine
more about it.
committee.
Open
All
source.
right. So there is a package of grants available, 5,000 ADA per instance to implement CIP 149 in wallets, SDKs, and something else which I don't remember. So if you'd like to do that, it's a good idea to read CIP 149, what it does, and maybe ask me, or better, just poke the civics committee directly for eligibility criteria and what they expect you to do.
Okay.
And then find the SDK or the software where you would like to implement that, and then coordinate with civics to earn 5,000 ADA.
Okay.
Nice.
All right, so that sounds good. I can hear pencils writing that down right now. I've got it down as a comment. All right, fantastic. Now, uh, what about well, let's jump back to our mesh live coding. Is there any Oh, I wanted to ask, are you guys how are you doing your documentation? Are you keeping up with a list of because I know this is important for our Catalyst reporting. Are you keeping a list of the meetings that you had and etc.? Where are you doing your documentation?
I am doing the milestones for sustain and maintain, so I'm keeping a list.
Oh, okay, okay. That would be good. That would be good to do. And you've got this here in Notion if should choose to use it.
Oh, you're
Um,
right. I could do that here. Yeah,
You
you're
could
right. You're
create a
right.
project, you could create a task for every meeting, which is what I'm doing for the community code review,
Yeah,
which
I think that's a good
we
idea.
covered.
I'll try and follow that. Yeah.
I know that we do it all differently and we don't really, we're not given mandates or anything. This is a decentralized thing. And as long as you can meet the requirements, and Project
I
Catalyst
mean,
is one of the requirements.
so yeah. So something just comes up, and if everyone likes it, it becomes tradition or
How
culture.
they do it. Yeah, tradition. I like that. I like that. All right, all right. So that's live coding. Um, actually, in which spaces is how we are, documenting this, the community code review, and I'm doing it down here. So we've had two community code reviews. Um, oh, I haven't, and we've been recording the video, and we've been making shorts, and we've been writing tweets. But so far, I've only gotten written down like who has attended and some of the notes on like what we did. That first one we were all about installing and getting the environment set up. And Lewis, I think you were in on that one. What did you think of the community code review?
Yes, yes, I was. That was exciting. I'm just seeing you posting tweets. Next time, tag me on the tweets.
What's that?
I'm saying, I had too much fun last time. That was the first time, right?
Uh, yeah. Well, we've
Is
had
my
yeah. Yeah, the last time we dug deep into the Asteria project, which actually kind of like flipped my lid because that was a lot of work. And do you remember I was talking to Harsha about this and Andrew, remember when we were like it was me and Emmanuel too. We were like, "Oh yeah, we'll knock that out." And the
no
way that
Ahmed?
James pitched it to us was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, it's not going to take you any time, just going to build a little thing." And it took us 6 months. And I leveled up quite a bit, especially with like GitHub and the collaborative stuff. But it was a super grind. Um, yeah, yeah. Uh, but now we know
yeah,
it,
and
and
also,
yeah, go ahead.
and sorry, what? Continue, man.
Well, just we went over those contracts, which are really not beginner contracts
Yeah,
in
we
at
went over less
Asteria.
than
True.
1% of the contracts.
Yeah, yeah, we went over less than 1%. Yeah, yeah.
And
It
I'm
just
leading
reminded
next.
me
And
of
it was great
history.
because like Newman's like trauma kicked in and he has like a PTSD thing. Yeah, it was great. It
It's
was
what it
great. I'm
felt
going to
like.
post like Newman's rant on Gimbalabs channel.
It felt like PSD. I was literally my lid got flipped and it screwed me up for the whole day. It screwed me up for the whole day. I'm just now. It's basically seeing Aomi's avatar is what's making my mood brighten. That's what it is. Uh, so no, learning things is not just sunshine and smiles and, grassy green fields, like you have to get into the muck of it. And actually, I'm always proud of Harsha because Harsha is willing to grind at stuff. And I just, I find myself having to grind it out and I'm just like, oh, that hurt. That was so painful. But, when I get out of the PTSD state and I look back and I'm like, oh, actually, I learned quite a bit. Like that's not opaque, just wall of code. It's, hard fought, um, learnings.
Yeah,
Like I
that's
know
right.
like
Mhm.
what that looks like. And even though I wish I knew more, I guess there's that part of it too. It's just like, oh, I wish that I was fluent in the language where I could express myself in those terms so that I can solve problems. Because right now,
Yeah.
I kind of have that inkling or an idea a little bit more than I did last year this time. Uh, but anyway, yeah, yeah. So that's what's going on in the community code review. Community code review is
Yeah. Yeah.
Aiken focused. So if you want to learn about smart contracts in Aiken, the part, on-chain part, uh, of a D app or a Cardano smart contract focused app, then that's where you want to go. All right, all right. So we've talked about Mesh, we've talked about Aiken and
Open
open
spaces.
spaces. Yeah, let's talk about open spaces. That would also be in the switch spaces part.
We have a separate
Um,
one for it, but yeah,
do we?
yeah, we have a separate, yeah, season 6 hosting open
Oh,
spaces.
Steven has six open spaces. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's look and see what's in here. So this I could bring up to the community. I I started doing tasks for every meeting, but now I keep the running thing in a separate page. And so all of our documentation is here. Um and yeah, yeah. And I like it. I like it here, although I don't know, because yeah, I'm not certain of which pattern I like best. Um And I love these monthly reviews because we don't have to I just think reviewing and looking back on the way we were and what we've done this month is an important exercise as a community. And to make sure that we're documenting. Like, hey, can we show and take account of what we've done? And that's important, you know? Um, but what else? What else to say about open spaces?
So your open spaces always starts with reminding everybody what other spaces are there, or was that something you always come up? Because I assumed you're doing it from top of your head all the time, but now looking at this, I feel like maybe you have a pattern now that you're reusing.
Yeah,
Oh,
we do have a little pattern. I have a little script that I follow. This is good. This is good, sort of. Let me show this little script. Not in there.
and
Where's
do
my
you feel
right?
that this script started from this season, or like emergently you created it, or in the beginning you decided, okay, this is how we do it, and now you just
Um, yeah, we like to have a short intro. We basically tell the day because if you're listening on YouTube, it's and you want to know which of these videos it is. You need to know exactly which day it is. Um, we put in this little blurb. Um, And then there's some little part like about Google, about open spaces or some principle, and I'll put that up here. Today was just the Thanksgiving. Um, and then we follow a pattern, like an agenda pattern, which is here, like the check-in round, which we do off of YouTube. Um, and then we do an agenda setting, a call for priority, call for proposals. Like, does anybody have anything that they came to the meeting for? Um, and then we do a review, and then if we get through all of our projects, then we have like discussion, like open discussion, Gimbalabs discussion, and then Cardano. Um, and then we don't do a checkout round. We do like a just a short goodbyes so that everybody gets a chance to
So
do
is
goodbye
that
stuff.
something you have done? Did you 1 month ago or more than 1 month ago? Did you have it all, or this is like emergent
Yeah, this is
documentation?
yeah, this emerged when Harsha and I started doing this like last season. I think we were doing similar to this, but I think it's sort of the pattern has fallen into place with this season. So yeah, we've been doing this for at least since September. Yeah, pretty
Hmm.
regularly. Yeah, yeah. Um, but you know, then we go. The idea is to go through this board, and then to see what what is what's happening out here. Um, yeah. So that is open spaces. Thanks for that for those comments, and I'm glad that you're appreciating it because I know that you run meetings and you do all kinds of stuff out there. We did this one. Um, what else? What else? Ooh, I wonder if Pabon went to the summit.
Yeah, yeah. Sebastian did go to the summit. It's done. We also sent the money to him. So,
That's right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. I think this is all good. And we are just waiting for him to get his completion report. I think he has submit like a report or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. And what next? What next? DNS CLI. Oh, the Cardano Go. We shouldn't forget about that. That's been a big thing. Is anybody else in the Cardano Go
So,
course?
yeah, we had a meeting last week right after it usually happens right after this meeting.
Yeah.
And we in the channel, Cardano Go channel, we have like a repo prepared where we wrote the high level modules kind of thing where James did most of the work, and now our job, anyone that's helping, is to go and research all the libraries that we will be using, and understand Ouroboros, understand a little bit of Go, understand Cobra, which is like a library to build CLIs. Yeah, all of that.
Yeah. So you can follow along, and is this one Cardano Go PBL course? So you can follow along with this. And do you guys know what Go is or Golang?
Are you
Oh,
You want
talking
me to
to
maybe
say
those.
something, or are
us?
you asking questions?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if anybody wants to give a report like, hey, I liked it, or hey, it should be this, or something, that would be great. Yeah.
Well,
So
it's
yeah,
a
I see that Andrew Nature Dopes is in this one quite a bit.
so yeah, I'm doing a fair bit with Go at the moment. It's a functional programming language, and it's actually really clean, nice, and fun to code with. Um, a lot nicer than TypeScript, I would say, but stricter because it's a functional programming language. But ultimately, we're trying to update the Go course because there's quite a few tools being created to interact with Cardano in Go, but there isn't really the developers. So a lot of them have been started, but they're not finished. So the idea is that we produce this course, and then that's going to be a way of onboarding Go developers, because Blink Labs particularly are looking for Go developers and particularly want to create a CLI, which will be one of the potential projects available after people who have completed the course, which we're writing.
Oh, uh, thanks for that, Andrew. That's a great one. I see that Lucas has his
Yeah.
hand up. Maybe he wants to
No,
jump
Um,
in
but like
about.
I just want to bring this up. Like I don't think Go is a functional programming language though.
I
Are you
wanted to
sure?
know. Is it a functional
yeah,
program
I
language?
was gonna ask about that too.
I would say it is.
Oh,
It's an executable programming language. Yeah, I would say it is. I mean, somebody might say it's different, but it's an executable programming language. So yes, I would say it's
Hmm.
function.
Interesting, because I know that Haskell and Plutus are functional. I
There
took
we
Haskell, it was really tricky. And then Aiken is also functional, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. So what I'm reading on Google says it's not a purely functional programming language. It has some aspects of it, but it's not just functional. Yeah.
Oh, when has Gimbalabs turned into to pedantic? Terrible.
That's
Well,
awesome. I'm glad that it was Harsha that did it. I'm glad that it was Harsha. I was like, that's a verifiable fact. That's a
No,
verifiable. Google will
fair enough.
help you with that.
I stand corrected. But it is a lot of fun.
oh yeah, for sure, for
It's
sure.
it puts the fun in functional. It's fun forward programming language. And actually, yeah, look at the cool little this is the Golang uh icon or character. So if you see that little dude with his little tusks and nose, that's
Mascot.
Golang.
Wait, isn't
And I
that a
think
bear?
this he's like a bear. Is he a bear? Yeah. What is? Ask Google that. That's a verifiable fact. And
Oh,
then this snake eating itself. That's Ouroboros. That's the Cardano consensus uh,
yeah. And together they
algorithm.
become Goroboros.
Ouroboros. We should make a character for that. Yeah. Like if these two are having a baby, what does it look
I
like?
mean, that is the
That's gross,
character.
man.
What you see there is the character.
Ah, okay, okay. I'm thinking of it in terms of like a crazy zombie monster. I've been watching The Last of Us. That also has been screwing with my mood, to be honest. It's just a horrible, horrible dystopian. Don't watch it. Don't watch it. Okay. That being said, uh, so yes, go course. I encourage you to check it out. Now, I want to say a little bit about because we're reviewing one of the things that the new people to Gimbal Labs you really should experience, and we're going to talk about him because he's not here, and we're not a cult, but James is an incredible teacher. Like being around James when he's doing his teaching thing is really something to see. And he's doing that a little bit with this Go course. So I mean, your mileage may vary, but I really appreciate his style, and it's making me want to dig into that, to that time frame after these meetings, typically on Thursdays. So that is an opportunity, and I would, encourage you all to join in.
Yeah, so what basically Newman said is Gimbal Labs is not a cult, but James is definitely our cult leader. That's what he said.
If he wanted to be a cult leader, if we had to choose, next to Lucas and these two are right in the, you know, Lucas, are you familiar with cultish behaviors and whatnot? I know that
Uh,
you probably do, so you steer clear of it,
it's all
because
subjective. Yeah.
yes, 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 yes. I'm just messing with you. Um,
Cheers.
but hey, I do would love to uh, talk about the your projects. Um,
45B.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Can you give us a little update on
Well,
what's going on?
the thing is, as you know, we were running the old cohort and we just ended that one yesterday. So now I can
Oh, nice.
and start promoting the new one. So I am lagging. We met, for example, with Aomi and with everyone, and I haven't even sent you the notes, the meeting notes. So I need to do that, publish them on HackMD or something like that. And we're going to be kicking off the promotion as soon as possible. I'm actually going to do it a step up from what was the previous cohort, where for the previous cohort, we went to some events and gathered some people. I reached out in my, let's say, address book for people that are in the IT industry or in business industry to try to directly invite them to come. And so, yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Aside from the public promotion on LinkedIn and Instagram and things like those, probably we're going to run some open sessions, clarification sessions, because it's really tricky to try to get someone to sign up for something this one ended up being 25 1 hour and a half sessions. So it's a lot of time,
Yeah.
and to have someone just see a tweet or see a post and sign up,
Yeah,
it's the odds of them falling off the wagon are going to be very high. So I wanted to have some clarification sessions uh, to mature, to validate the leads, let's say. But yeah, we need to crack on with all that and get a kickoff date. I know that you guys tweeted mid-December, right? But and that's a
right.
bit what I was speaking with Harsha initially. And let's see what we can come up with because it's going to be learner driven. It's whenever
Mhm.
we feeling that we have a nice cohort and we've done that iteration of getting out there and maturing the leads as much as possible. Yeah, I'm going to start promoting that it goes live. Also, the Portuguese cohort is going to be in parallel with yours, so that's going to require different net level of networking as well with our Brazilian friends and people from around the world that speak Portuguese. So yesterday I found someone in France that speaks Portuguese, that's a Portuguese expat, let's say. And yeah, I'm trying to get some people on board of that cohort that could potentially become facilitators for a
Nice.
future cohort, you know.
Nice.
So, for example, if that Portuguese person that's living in France learns and attends the Portuguese cohort, then maybe we can work with him for the later French cohort, for example.
Okay. Oh yeah, that would. Oh, nice. Yeah, like a French
Yeah.
language cohort.
Hmm.
I live in France, if that's any help. I'm actually
Cool.
based in France. Mm.
Oh.
And do you speak French fluently, or could you
Suffisamment.
suffisamment? Peut-être tu pourrais être une liaison pour nous, especially because you're already in Gimbalabs, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe he can be a connection, and we can mix a bit the same way we have two people attending the English cohort. Maybe you could eventually attend a French cohort and be a technical advisor there or something like that.
I would love to do that. I'd love to get more people
Cool.
involved in this country because there's not many. So,
Yeah. Well, there is,
Yeah.
there's Arnaud and Matthias from CF. There's a number of French-speaking people, right?
yeah, but there's not much of a community uptake. You've got sort of core developers, but you don't really find many who are just interested.
Yeah. Meetups, no.
No, no. I
Yeah.
mean, they're in Toulouse, which is the second city, and I imagine Paris might have something, but it's a big country.
What was the one you said?
Well, Matthias and I can't remember who else. They're
In
based in
Toulouse.
Toulouse. Yeah,
Oh, in Toulouse. Yes. Okay. Cool. Cheers. Making notes. Thank you so much.
no worries.
There you go. Yeah. All right. That's how it happens. That's how it
Wow.
happens.
Yeah,
Um.
Gimbalabs went full European for like 3 minutes there. Yeah.
Come on now. We're
Super.
all we're all European all the time now. Come on. Um. All right, all right. So that makes me happy about 45B. I really do. I really think that's going to be great, and encourage anyone to jump in. They have, Lucas is putting together and has been putting together like really incredible content and really incredible experiences for people that are interested in building out and basically, doing the mission of Gimbal App, solving meaningful problems. And then the thing that goes unstated, which is with the blockchain technology with Cardano. Um, yeah, yeah. All right.
Oh, and by the way, I've also started thinking of doing some regular sessions that would be like governance catch-ups. So in the same way the epoch's end happens every 5 days, on the first day of the epoch at 1 p.m. UTC, we would meet. Well, the thing is, I need to put it in my loops, put in my recurring habits to go and check what are the governance actions that are for this epoch and have a look at them, vote as a D-rep or as a direct voter, as I like to say, and yeah, have those sessions be open to anyone in the community that wants that likes to collaborate with us. I think we need a
And to
lot
be
more of that.
informed and to be informed
Yeah.
so that they can do the DREP
So
thing.
the goal is not to be a town hall like Intersect runs or something. It's not supposed to be a space for everyone. It's not to cover everything. It's really just for us to do our homework, exactly like Gimbal Lab says, building in public. We would be doing governance in public. So I'm probably going to invite some peers, and this is an invitation to you as well. Whenever we have that, maybe for example next Monday would be day one of the new epoch. So I'm just about to publish that. I think like that one would be a themed recurring call for governance every 5 days because of the epochs. I've also ran in the past Grassroots in Touch initiative, like I mentioned here, and eventually we would love to do that at least once a month. I'm going to talk with CF maybe I've always hesitated to become a Cardano ambassador because it's a lot of work and no pay, or it's just symbolic pay, or I don't know. But maybe I'm actually going to talk with them to see maybe I could get some funding to be a Cardano ambassador. And what I would be contributing to the ecosystem is doing regular Cardano grassroots in touch movements. Like Andrew was saying, we would be focusing on different regions, inviting people over, getting a directory of who's where, and networking people, best practices. So, like I said, we've already started this, but I had to park it because it wasn't funded neither from Catalyst or from the Treasury. And so I'm still like looking to, you know,
Yeah.
fulfill that part. Sorry for the small rant.
Oh, that's beautiful, actually, because I think it leads us right into the community DREP platform, which is a proposal, a Catalyst proposal, and a funded Gimbalabs project. Let's bring that up. And um, it's this guy. Remember this dude. um, we've been building, and I'm going to bring up the Discord bot, which showed a pretty interesting thing. Oh, it's not there. It's not there. Where is the Discord bot?
The DREP community platform. No.
No, it's not
It's
there. Where
it's
is it?
let me quickly check. It should be.
Oh,
Uh,
weird. Did it go
no,
away?
it's here. It's in. God, where is it?
Oh, you know what? It's
Current
here.
DREP
It's
governance, current
Yeah.
Cardano proposals. Yeah.
Yeah, so check it out. So this looks at all of the current proposals that the Gimbal Labs DREP has not voted on. It's a little web app and Discord bot that we've been building with Nelson, Harsha, and Lewis and I. Um, and it tells you like what is all going. And one of the neat things is this happened. There's no proposals. All the proposals expired. There's no live proposals right now, according to this bot. It says that the DREP has voted on everything, but that's not true. That's just I didn't write that correctly. The logic is a little off. But typically it writes for these, but these all expired on the 25th, it seems. Um, but we're definitely focused on governance tooling, and I consider a governance meeting that would bring in DREPs and constituents to talk about the issues in a non-partisan way, or non marketing language, because a lot of the proposals are all like marketing language, and it's just like, no, that's not what governance looks like, in my opinion. So we need a place to socialize and sort of have some type of review of these. So that's really great that Lucas is working on these type of things. Um,
Great stuff. I'll
okay.
be in touch.
Yeah, nice. Do I have the DREP community platform? Yeah. No, that's not it. This is
Yeah, I
it. This
mean,
is it,
just
right?
drep.gimbalabs. Yeah.
And DREP.gimlet. This is how it is. And so typically
Yeah.
you go to vote here and it says, look, nothing to vote on. And Harsha looked at it, he's like, I think something's different. Why don't we have I can't connect my wallet. There's nothing. It's because all the tools are all the proposals are done. Um what is it? Gov.tools. Yeah. Let's see if this shows. So one of the things here is like, what is the difference between a budget proposal? So this should be on. This is super old. And then there's
Budget
these governance
proposals are
actions.
all intersect their own kind of proposal structure that they put together for the infraction.
Ah, okay. See, look, live voting, no search results. There's no proposals out, which is kind of neat. So these are proposals that are old. So this one, so if you go to view, should say expired somewhere, but it doesn't. proposed on last edit. Yeah. But it would be, you know, like this is one of those cool features of the Cardano blockchain that's not a part, and as far as I know, of others that it's time to embrace. We had the what is it? What was it called again? The split chain blip. What are we calling that?
What are you
The
talking about?
fuzz the fuzzy monkey or what was it? What was the thing that happened to the blockchain this week?
Oh, it got hacked.
Forked.
Poisoned piggy.
Poison Piggy. Yes,
Oh,
Poison Piggy. Yeah.
Wait, it's
And
called Poison
Hoskinson went a little
Piggy?
bit insane
Okay.
for a split second. Uh, and, but by all accounts, like the system worked, we had a scram event, but the cooling towers worked. I just saw the China syndrome, which is about a possible nuclear meltdown uh, in the United States and California, a movie from the 70s with Jane Fonda and uh, some, what was that? Michael Douglas. Uh, the blockchain is working and doing its job, which is great, which is great. But this governance is part of it. There may be some new governance actions about that, and we've got this proposal in, uh, which maybe brings us to Catalyst, or does it?
Yeah, I mean, I think like
We did the Go
everyone
course.
here that has a proposal should just like put in their links so we can just share it somewhere. No?
Actually, yes, please do that. Now that's a great way to use the chat, um, because this this
do you want me to talk about this Solana thing I saw?
Oh, yeah,
oh
yeah, you still need to do that. Yeah.
yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Might be good now that you mentioned Catalyst, because I think it'd have to be some sort of catalyst thing. But anyway, I'll explain what it was. So I was at this blockchain event, um, and there was a guy from Solana there, but he was a representative of something called Super Teams. He wasn't really pushing the fact it was Solana. He was calling it Super Teams. And what it is, it's a really simple idea, but it's working. The concept is that in major urban centers, they hire out co-working spaces, and they his sort of pitch was to encourage people to come down who had an interest in blockchain and also wanted to work in blockchain. I imagine they must have some level of decent funding, but basically, co-working spaces, what they maybe cost like £15. What's that, $15? I honestly don't know. I don't know a lot about them, but um, yeah, the idea is that they're getting people in just who are interested, and that you can go in for the day, and your co-working space is somewhere where you all work together, and you throw ideas around, and you talk, and you're working, and they're just creating a community. And I just thought, why are we not doing that? And it's yeah, and I just think with a bit of thought and a bit of funding, especially when you consider like Gimbalabs, we're all over the place. We're all over the world. We could set something up like that. We could run them for like a few months to try and gain some sort of traction, just to get people in and talking. Because it's great all these video calls we do, but there is nothing quite like meeting people in person.
Yeah, yeah, that could
And
be.
I just thought it was such a simple idea, but it's like they're winning in that respect. Um,
But
and the guy was showing how they'd got people in and they'd found them work, not necessarily development work, anything. In fact, he wasn't even
Yeah.
pushing it as developers. He was pushing like marketers and just people with skills that are needed.
but was he funded for this, or how
I,
was he like?
I didn't. They must be funded. They absolutely must be funded. And I don't really quite know how it works with Solana. To be honest, I could go tomorrow, but I'm not sure I'm going to quite have the
Because
time. It's going to be worth it. Um, But
we went through this with the community hubs at Intersect. I was there in the calls, and everyone they had like a bag of money or something. Eventually, they gave 100K, 150K to each player from each continent, and said, do your best or something. And then in Europe, no one did anything, and in Sri Lanka or somewhere else, some people did some things, and now there's no more funding, so no one is doing much anything else, as far as I know. So,
yeah,
and
that's
also
I don't. I
if
mean, I
you
don't mean to disrespect Intersect, but
sure,
I
No, go ahead and disrespect
but I'm
Intersect.
gonna. Well, I don't think it can come from Intersect. Okay, I don't think it
well,
can. I think
Right.
it needs to come from somewhere like Gimbalabs.
me neither. That's what I was sort of the picture I was painting.
Sorry.
It can't be centralized in a way that someone needs to coordinate the world or facilitate things. But also, if you take the top down approach, which was what we've been talking about, it's hard to do or impossible. But if you take the bottom up approach, it it really is just a bit like I was talking. You do your thing, you model it, you share what you've done and how you've done it, and then whoever wants can do it. Follow your model, right? But the matter of funding or if you really want to facilitate that others do it, it becomes sort of a grant and it becomes a little bit like Catalyst or something like that. So it's really tricky.
No, yeah. I mean, I think as a maybe in the next Catalyst. I mean, I can start work on it soon and just start getting a real sort of good branding around it and putting a joint like a Gimbal Labs proposal in maybe with somebody else and see if we can get anywhere.
Yeah,
Because you know what did impress me, it wasn't like some top-down thing. It was just called Super Teams. I didn't know it was Solana until I went and spoke to the guy, and then I looked at the banner and there was Solana at the bottom. And I even
yeah.
said to him, like, "Oh, actually, I work around Cardano, but and he was totally open-minded. He's like, "Oh, I don't care. We just want people to come in and talk about stuff and work and get together." And
So where exactly does Solana even come in? So it's just a space where people come and talk. So they take payment in Solana. Like what exactly is Solana doing
it's
there?
Solana are hosting a co-working space, in office spaces. They
Oh,
have
so
these exciting.
Solana is hosting the space. Okay, okay, got it, got it.
Yeah, so but they call it super teams, and I imagine the guy running it is obviously has some sort of funding from Solana, and they're there and they're just creating a community space. But from that, getting people talking, you can eke out what skills and where you might be a fit, and then you can hook up with other people, hook up with other potential projects, and it's networking, and it
Yes.
works.
Yeah, yeah, it
And
makes sense.
absolutely. So I'll jump in here with I went to a meetup, Crypto Mondays. It's actually kind of a famous thing, and they're all over. They're kind of a decentralized thing. Crypto
Yeah,
Mondays, just
yeah, we have it in Lisbon too. Yeah,
oh, nice. So it's like a 30-minute talk, a 30-minute Q&A, in and out, very quick. Um, and people are networking. People are like, hey, can I meet you? What's you have a project? Are you a founder? And whenever I'm in those spots, and I'm sort of a muted guy when I'm out in the world, and then they're like, well, what do you do? And I'm like, well, blah, 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 and then I'm like, oh, well, actually, I work for in Project Catalyst. It's a Cardano blockchain, and we give like innovation grants for small teams, blah, blah, blah. And they generally flip, and I'm like, oh yeah, I think even though I do think that the budget has come down for Project Catalyst, but we were giving out 50 million ADA, 25 million ADA per funding round, and we've done it for moneyed for like 12, 13 rounds, uh and and people flip. They want my shit. They're like, oh, let me hook up. Where's your Twitter? Like, they go crazy for
I,
it. I'm like, well, it's not that cool. It's not
well,
that cool. Don't
I
get too crazy.
the first three people I met, I mean, it wasn't obviously the super teams thing was just a part of it of me meeting this guy, but the event was actually quite well hosted. And the first three people I met had
Yeah.
no real experience of blockchain, but they were there because they wanted to learn. And when I started telling them about what's going on, they were like, that's amazing. I was telling them about like Iagon and all sorts of things, and they're just like that. That
Yeah.
sounds like a really good idea. I was telling them about Andamio. I was telling them about Gimbalabs because I'm like that. I'm an introvert, but it turns out because I was there and there wasn't that many people who had blockchain experience. It's like I was suddenly my first time at this event, but I was somebody who actually knew what he was talking about to a degree. But it was just really
Yeah.
interesting that there's people out
Yeah.
there interested. They just need a way to to access it.
Exactly. Exactly. I see
Um,
Gideon, you got your hand up. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this super team that it was just talking about right now. Yeah, well, so yeah, actually yeah, in Nigeria too, there's Super Team Nigeria. It's a Solana group. I've had previous like interaction with them before. So yeah, they even got a team here in Nigeria, and they have you can check them out on Twitter. They're on Twitter. They have a space, a physical space to right here in Nigeria. I think it's in Lagos, I think. So yeah, they are doing a lot of stuff too. And yeah, so so what I just want to say is like all these other blockchain ecosystems, they are really doing a lot of stuff right here in Lagos, in Nigeria, a shit ton of stuff compared to what Cardano is doing actually, because from my experience, from what I've seen, the other blockchain ecosystems, they have a lot of traction, they have a lot of like community engagement, they have a lot of promotions, and just they have a lot of stuff going on compared to like what Cardano is doing. Because even recently in my campus year in school, like I attended a SWE workshop event. So yeah, they were like trying to onboard new developers to build in using SWE ecosystem. They're teaching how to start coding or developing in SWE using the Move language and programming language. So yeah, and they also even Sweet also has a physical workshop here, a physical space for people. They invited us. They said we could come. We could like if you're interested in building in Sweet, we can come to their physical workshop. Can start um just connecting with them and all that. And yeah, yeah, it's a very nice concept, a very nice stuff that all these other blockchain ecosystems are doing. And to be really good if Cardano could have something like that here too, a physical space like where people can just come and collaborate and work together. Yeah. That's just what I want to say.
Oh,
Thanks for
oh,
sharing, Gideon.
thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Are you seeing this on the screen? This is super cool. Um, this website, you know, look at all the people. Look at all the people they've got. I mean, they're pretty freaking handsome people. I don't know if we want to go up against them. I don't know. Do we look this good? I don't know if we look this good. Ah,
Put
we got
put a
Aomi
Gimbal
though.
Labs t-shirt on, we'll look immaculate.
Okay, Aomi, do you know about these guys too?
Yeah, I do, but I just want to talk about the fact that um Gideon, someone spoke just now that Cardano should adopt this kind of thing. So I just wanted to say something to that.
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to say that I think Cardano have something like this, but they are not just putting energy in it because um with because I noticed that Cardano have hubs. I mean, we have hubs in some countries like uh um some Asia countries, some African countries, some Europe. Is it European countries and all of that? Because I do see posts on X where they post about their hubs and all of that. So, and these hubs are usually physical hubs, those ones that I've seen so far. I mean, Cardano, local community hubs. The only thing is it needs just more marketing. It needs more marketing because it is actually there, but the marketing is not really
Right.
very active. Yeah, that's what I want to say.
Yeah, yeah. And it was done through like the ambassador program. I was sort of associated it with the Cardano Summit, and that we did, like Lucas was saying, that we had this initiative for the Cardano hubs. And that being said, Gimbalabs, if you go back to our founding documents, um, that was all about, or one of the goals was to get like local face-to-face um, uh, hubs, or spaces in local places, because that's how this type of change can happen, as far as like getting a wallet, doing a transaction, getting, doing the blockchain stuff, because it's scary. It's kind of, like, this is very like dealing with your identity, dealing with your finances, dealing with your privacy. Like, those things, they need to happen face to face. I don't know if you guys know this, but sometimes when I tell people that I'm super excited because I'm working with these good folks from Nigeria. I mean, they're like kings and queens. They're like princesses and princes there. And then they start like, oh, because of the scams back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s. It was just, that was a very
What do you mean
common
early
scam.
2000s? Like Indians and Nigerians are still like the kings of scamming.
Wow, I didn't say that. I
We're
didn't
we're
say that.
still
I
up
thought it was the
there.
old
We are
times.
still
I
up
thought it was
there.
the old times.
Why did you have
No,
to
I'm
say that,
much
sir?
better at
I mean, that's just true. Both of our countries are smashing it.
matching it in the scam. But I guess that's what I'm saying is that if you meet people and you do the trust building, and that has a lot to do with our identity stuff and our governance stuff, like, we need to be able to build reputation, build trust. Like, these trust networks are super important, super, super important. And it can happen very quickly when you're face to face, because all kinds of different communication happens. You see body language, you see, like, I don't know, like, our brains are meant to trust face to face things. I mean, what's old is new. Maybe it's just coming around again, you know?
Can I just say
Yeah,
I
keep
100%
going.
agree with what you're saying, Newman.
Yeah.
But what you've got on your page there is another great reason why it can't be somebody like from the CF who's doing it. Because
Oh,
I mean, I went to the Berlin Summit. It's great, great, fair enough. There were some good talks, but it's all people who are already in the ecosystem and know each other. You go to it, and I went to a Paris one last year, which was sort of like one of these community events. And the problem is, most of it, I mean, I'm not saying there isn't a chance for networking, but most of it is sort of like Cardano specialists doing a fireside chat and talking to everybody. And it's like, no, it's not what's needed. It needs to be somewhere where people can just
yeah.
feel comfortable. And like, I think those co-working spaces are excellent places to do that. Because they cost a bit of money per day just to go. And it's just somewhere where you can sit with your computer or whatever you've done, your notes or your book, and you can do a bit of work. But if you're surrounded by people who've got like a general interest and things are going to happen, and all
Yeah.
right, the people there who sort of know what who've got who are leading it, who've got a bit more knowledge, but they're not there sort of like talking down. Um,
Yeah. Yes,
like
yes,
all these
talking down.
events, you
Here,
know,
yes, it's just us chickens. That's the phrase that I like to use when I do this. It's just like, when there's a teacher in the room, when there's an authority or a leader or a something, my community shrinks up. We're like, "Meh," like, it's just, we want to hide that stuff because we know that the way markets work, the way the surveillance capitalism works, is that they're there to attract a network and then extract from that network. And unless we build in the way that we know how to build, with decentralized protocol networks that aren't based on somebody else's IP, then that's when we can relax, and that's when we can put full effort. That's just my opinion, not necessarily the opinion of those sponsoring this event. Okay, go ahead, Lucas. Lucas.
Yeah, just wanted to say there's a lot of cool works in Lisbon. I'm like 1 hour away, and I go there often. There's one place is literally called The Block. There's a crypto meetup every Friday. Well, drinks. I mean, after 6, you can drop by wherever you were working in Lisbon. But I've also avoided some places. Like when Marlow was launched in Lisbon, I went to Lisbon especially for that event. But before there was something else. There was EVM, presentation of technology or something like that. And I especially, or maybe it's because I'm focusing on Web3, not crypto, like real world use cases, not DeFi. I really am allergic to being in a space where people are just presenting how to get leveraged on a token, and you get collateral token, you put it somewhere else, you get leveraged again, and you borrow something else, and you get yield,
Right.
yield, yield. Even Charles Hoskins is now talking about a yield about a bit too much for my taste, with
Yeah.
midnight and Bitcoiners wanting yield.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to point out that it's tricky to find like these healthy co-working spaces where you can come by and collaborate with people that are building Web3, without it being confused with a lot of people that are just looking for the next thing to buy and to flip, you know. So it's quite tricky.
Mm. Right, and that's what you're saying. And Andrew, I'll let you go in a sec. The what you're saying is that these groups can sometimes be a little like investor
For
heavy.
example, when you said, Newman, that you were in a place and then you talked about Catalyst and everyone wanted your details,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about. You know, once I was
Yeah.
in a crypto, actually went to Texas. Maestro flew me to Texas to be promoting Maestro to a lot of people around there, and someone was meeting me, and I said, I'm from Cardano," and he said, "I don't know it that well. Who's handing out checks there?" You know, what's the first
Yeah.
thing you wanted to know about Cardano? So
Yes.
where's the
Yes. Yes.
foundation
Yes.
that I can go and ask for a check to do a web shop, a whatever session on Cardano?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. All right. Andrew, you want to jump in on this?
Yeah, just to totally resonating what Lucas is saying there. I mean, I'm at so the blockchain event I was at. The first half of it was really good, some really inspirational talkers at. But then at the end, they had two absolute clown sort of crypto moon boys talking about just what Lucas was saying. And for me, it's at the point now we're at the actual word crypto. I don't use it. I think it's a dirty word now. But I don't
Mm.
work in that. That's not what we're doing here. We're working in the blockchain Web3 space, and that the word crypto should just not even enter it. And like this is why I think something like that. I'm sure there's other wonderful groups in Cardano. Gimbalabs is the only one I've come across who are actually. And I'm biased because I turn up here every week, but we're doing great things here. And
Yeah.
who better for me? Who better to put faith into organizing something like this than Gimbal Labs? And we don't sit and we never talk about coins. We don't. We just talk about building stuff using the
Yeah.
technology, which is blockchain, Web3. Either of those terms, I'm fine with. Um, so yeah, anything that we put forward has to be about. Well, I don't have all the ideas right now, but yeah, the
Well, but you do have the idea. I was just thinking of in our last 10 minutes, and because just to reset our room here, is that we do governance here. I see Tevo is like, he says, I don't do blockchain, I build governance. And so this space, open spaces on Thursdays, is how Gimbal Labs does governance and surfaces tensions or builds ideas, finds drivers. These are all terminology from this one of the frameworks that we use S3, Sociocracy 3.0. And that is we try to find proposals. And Andrew, I think, has touched a vein with some type of local co-working physical space where people can meet together. I know that this has resonance. We just one of the proposals that's funded in this latest round, where we're not a re-granting. We pay Gimbal Labs members to do the work of Gimbal Labs, which is funded by Project Catalyst. I want to make that clear. But one of the things that we just did is that Sebastian Pabon just went to a meetup in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Um, so this is the thing that we can do. And so based on the conversation, I do think there is a proposal here. So let's try to get it into a proposal, and maybe it gets funded by here or there. But I think that we can move around that crypto moon boy. Yeah, to me, it's just a drive. It's easy to get caught up in, and that it's sort of easy to do because number go up is good, but the messier part of figuring out a problem and solving it in by coordinating a community and working as a team and doing things that we can't do on our own, um, that's a more difficult thing. Um, and that the things that we've been working on and building on in this virtual space, perhaps we could take it to the physical space. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Harsh, my wonderful co-host, during this time, we've got about 7 minutes till the end. We thought that maybe this would be short, but it seems like we found a good vein of discussion about a proposal in formation, which is what we do on Thursdays. Um, do we want to quickly go through speaking of Project Catalyst, do we want to go through all of the Project Catalyst um, funded proposals that are out there live?
Oh, like that. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got this one, which is a sustained and maintained from Fund 12, Fund 14. This one is still onboarding.
Uh,
We've got, well,
the
in
Fund
the
14 one is done onboarding. It's ready like for the first milestone. I'll submit the first milestones today.
ah, okay,
Are
yeah.
you
So
sharing
you
the
can.
screen?
Oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me share my screen. Hold on.
Thank you.
Because I want you guys to follow along and know like
Just want to
where
say,
things. Yeah.
I was a bit scared when you said, let's go over all the funded proposals as Catalyst. I was like, what, literally all of them?
No. Just these four that Gimbalabs, and these are the ones that are in play right now. So we got this. Well, let's go. There's the Marlowe 2025. Um, this one, and I think it's like. So this is the Gimbalabs team. There's a couple of folks that are involved with this one. It seems like this one's from Fund 12. So it's our grandpa.
Yeah, no, I
And
think
maybe
the
it has
best way to
stalled.
follow these is through the milestone modules rather than
Yes.
because you'll know exactly what work is being done and stuff like that.
Right. Now, do you guys know how to get into this milestone module? You can do this one here. So if it says milestones.project catalyst, and this is great. This is totally working in public. This is really how the sausage is made. And if you want to understand how Project Catalyst works, go into these milestones, and let's just do it on this one. So this milestone was created in January of this year, and then there is a proof of achievement in May, and this one is done through Blink Labs, and you can follow along with the work. You can read what the reviewers have said. This in my mind is one of the best things about Catalyst, and they are improving it. They're making changes to make it really really good. Okay, so that was our DNS marketplace powered by Cardano and Handshake.
Yeah, and also Newman let community know the difference between Cardano official, not Cardano, Gimbalabs official and Gimbalabs community like accounts.
Right. So there are two official accounts right now in this latest iteration. So if you go down to team, um, you can be a contributor. So like right now, there's in the team, there's Vesper and Gimbalabs, um, and really Sedan Labs, uh, Hinson. And then there's this Gimbalabs official. So the Gimbalabs official account in Project Catalyst has three funded proposals. These three. Three proposals, and two of them were funded. But there is another account, maybe in this Marlowe, which is Gimbal Labs Team. So this one seems like the bigger one. We've got 22 different proposals, seven of which are funded, and two of which are still, five are complete, two are still incomplete. Um, so going forward, it seems like we switched over to Gimbal Labs Official, this one. These are the ones that we just made this latest one, this Fund 15, which was the DREP community platform. That's the one that we are using in Fund 15. And I don't know if we need to merge these or whatever, but just so you know, as Gimbal Labs members and Gimbal Labs contributors, this is our footprint in Project Catalyst. So when you come up with a proposal and you say, "Hey, I want to collaborate as Gimbal Labs," so perhaps this co-working super teams proposal is for Fund 16, and we want to submit it not just as Gimbal Labs on the team, which is fine, we can do, but we need to choose the official account so that we're the applicant. There's just a little. Just while we were going through Catalyst, I wanted to make sure that we got that sort of set, and that you who are here and that those folks on YouTube know that we love Catalyst, and Catalyst is a big part of what we do, and this is our footprint in Catalyst. Yeah. Harsha, does that say it? Does that say it right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, Lucas, what do you got?
Good question. Is anyone going to be a community reviewer in Catalyst this fund?
I have they put
Okay.
think yeah, whenever they send an email or whenever they ask about community review, I'm always signing up. And I've
You
been a
raise your
community
hand.
reviewer before. Yeah.
But did I really understand correctly that the reward is like 12 ADA per proposal?
Yeah, it's much lower. It's much lower. Yeah.
Okay, and one quick question. Sorry to use the time here, but
Yeah.
the five proposals that I submitted in previous funds show up as like discarded or filtered or something to that effect. Do you know why that could be? I don't remember having any, um, any kind of email or feedback from them explaining why well, I'm not talking about feedback on my proposals. I'm talking about me as a community reviewer. I've submitted
Oh,
five reviews and they're
right.
all like filtered out in terms
Filtered.
of
Yeah.
the team
Well,
didn't like them somehow.
yeah, and this might be a good discussion to have offline, but the place for it would be in that Telegram group. And it is slightly opaque how the filtering works. And
Okay.
there's like minor little rules, and they are like cut and dried. There's no like, well, there's
Well,
no grievance
yeah.
system or appeal system. I Off the top of my head, I think there is a minimum, like you have to do a
Yeah, but that's
certain number.
automatic. Yeah, we
Yeah, so I think
validated that.
yeah, so if you do five, I think it's like 13. And Harsha may be able to help me out, as I know he does the community reviews. Oh shit, not last time though, right? So something happened with Harsha where he's not able to get his account verified, and he wasn't able to do it last. If I'm
Yeah, no, I
speaking
was
out of
able to do it in the end, but I had to do it as
good.
a level zero reviewer.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah.
So
So there's yeah.
sorry, the thing is like it's already like we were just doing it like voluntarily and all that. So it's not because of the 12 ADA per proposal, and you're going to spend like 1 hour or something on each, or I don't know.
So bad.
But then to be able to risk spending the hours and having your proposal being stricken and not even inform anyone of your feedback, that's, so you're doing it because you feel like you could help reviewing things, and then your work isn't actually shown to voters. That's the tricky part for me.
It's
And
pretty
and also,
nuts.
I also
Yep.
wanted to ask because I've actually even meant to ask the team directly, but when I'm voting, when I'm browsing proposals on the app, I don't see the reviews almost. I'm not sure if they're even visible there.
That is actually a conscious decision, Lucas, because frankly, the reviews are just by like random people who don't necessarily have domain knowledge. So it's completely randomized opinions on things, So uh, it doesn't make sense to have them right on top. So it was like a decision made by Catalyst that the reviews, if you really want to see reviews, you'll have to click through a little bit.
But you click where on the website or on the voting app?
On the voting app, you can see the reviews.
So you're browsing through a mobile device. You don't see the reviews at all on desktop and on the browser.
On the browser, I don't know because I only use like my
You
mobile.
know, it's
Yeah,
just
we
because
just yeah.
the quality of the voting is like crazy. Some proposals, I have my eyes on a proposal that is being paid 30K just to create an empty repo with the contribution guidelines. And then on the
Well,
second one, they create some sort of a bridge. On the third one, they get 30K. This is 30K per each milestone. On the third one, they just publish what they've already created on milestone two, and then they get 100K in total. And so I feel like there's a lot of work that can be done or a lot of changes for the quality of the vote because when they're already funded, there's no way back. They can just submit whatever they want, and as long as it's
I
an empty
mean,
repo, it has a contribution guidelines. Give me 30K. It's crazy. I think that I feel like if I had an infinite time, I would be building a community-driven reviews layer to Catalyst because this is not going to go very far with them.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. A reviews layer, but a reviews layer that can be trusted, not like an arbitrary, everyone has an opinion on some random thing. But I agree with you. Like if they can build like a review layer that actually makes sense, I think it'd be great. Yeah, I agree.
right, right.
Are we knocking it on the head for today?
Yep. We're done. We got to we're saying goodbye. Thanks everybody. That was a great session. Look for the YouTube video. If you are watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. Do all those type of things. Send us a comment. Join us on Discord. Come and see us in one of our live coding or open sessions. We do this all the time. We do it because we love it. We do it because we want to solve incredible problems. Thank you for the incredible discussion today. God bless, and we'll see you next time. Let's shut off the recording and then we'll say goodbye.